Hello, my lovely people. Last night, I enthralled you all. You were charmed and given an emotional roller coaster with this brilliant clip. Tonight.
It's impossible! This collar comes right off!
Yes, it was the tantalising trailer for this vid. One of the things I touched upon was this. Exclusive to this channel. We will go through stuff like, why is he wearing those glasses? So that's all I'm going to be doing in this video, is looking at these glasses and the symbolism behind them. It's all getting almost Masonic, I tell you. So why is Crime Scene to Courtroom sporting these little pixelated troll glasses? Does anyone know? Because I have a sneaking suspicion. It's actually only something I noticed by chance yesterday. So hopefully censored to within the standards of YouTube, you should be able to see somebody here instructing another Twitter user to self-delete. This person was perfectly civil. In fact, here are their comments before and after. Those of us who have been around this debate for a while understand that this account is run by an American with a massively unhealthy fixation with this case. They invest an enormous amount of time in all of this. Anyway, it is one of their favourite instructions, and finally they were removed from Twitter. But alas, within no time they had reappeared with added menace and some silly little glasses. So this all kicked off on the 17th of February, I believe, and so they were back on Twitter within a couple of hours with almost, well, the same picture, but the silly glasses and tash. So I don't know when Crime Scene to Courtroom updated their avatar. If it was after the 17th of February, I'm suspicious. And that is because, as I'm about to take you through the subsequent conversation, as we can see, this request to self-delete was met with some hilarity when it began to look like they had actually lost loved ones to this particular, well, tragedy. And then we get this little meme of Stephen Breary with sunglasses on with the caption, "I don't care." This above screenshot is not from that conversation, but it is from one of the related people a few days later, and it reminded me of what that "I don't care" caption meant. I'm not sure if anyone else is following. I'd imagine you are. But "I don't care" is the response Stephen Breary gave to Arian Powell when she asked what he would do, how he would feel if she went home and harmed herself with finality due to the stress of his allegations and what he had been putting her through. Those were Breary's words, and I guess this makes it a perfect little in-joke when instructing people to self-delete. Following this, the select few of this little troll clique also adopted the glasses and tash in a show of solidarity with their comrade who had finally been suspended after repeatedly asking people to fatally harm themselves. So the person behind this troll account that was suspended, their main account is followed by Crime Scene to Courtroom. And in fact, the troll account as well was often, I can't see now whether they followed that, but was often in their comments section. Anyway, so Crime Scene to Courtroom does follow this person who finds domestic abuse and recovery from drug addiction just extremely funny. And I guess in summary, it completely demolishes their claims of moral supremacy in this debate, and that they are the people standing up for the parents, for the babies, that they are doing the decent and right thing, and that those with concerns are scum. And so they will also on occasion try to accuse people of misogyny, while they themselves have been guilty of, or at least, at the very least, complicit in, laughing along with textbook examples and some pretty extreme ones in some cases. Now, I may just be focusing on abuse that I have had, but I don't really want to be showing other people's the abuse other people get without their prior permission. I find this genuinely quite disturbing, and that they are being liked and laughed along with and not one person standing up to it is really quite troubling, but it absolutely demolishes their claim to be morally righteous. For example, this is a sock account made in the name of and using the face of the daughter of somebody they disagree with. This young woman has cerebral palsy, which at least I believe one of the babies who has survived their mistreatment at the Countess of Chester does have cerebral palsy. And as you may be able to see highlighted, I've blurred out most of it. In the handle is a very nasty slur used for people with intellectual disabilities. Now, it's quite clear who runs that account, and they are friends with the most grandiose and pearl clutching of the think of the parents clique. And I mean, this, among many other things, makes it pretty difficult to take seriously. I think what we have here is extremely overinvested people with a lot of fury clinging on to what they had and getting ever more abusive, aggressive, and just appalling. Like, you know, really, really grim and disgusting stuff is said to cheer themselves up, I guess. They're not really getting anywhere with this sort of stuff. So the claim that I am lying when I spoke on a completely separately from many of them about having suffered domestic violence. The claim that it's okay to laugh at that because I was at once a drug addict is kind of alarming, because you are simply laughing at women suffering domestic violence. That's it. To suggest that a prior addiction makes somebody completely and wholly unreliable as a witness on their own life doesn't detract from any of it. So the relevance of this was one of the people involved has actually really bravely, I don't want to slag them off, but one of the people right in the middle of all of this and laughing along has written under their own name online, freely available for everyone to see, about their alcohol addiction. And you know, I mean, I find it very moving, actually, what was written about, you know, how paranoid and broken they'd become and how they are now sober and doing much better. It was like a really nice and insightful little read. They go into this, as you can see from some of the comments, it's been said that my children have been removed from me, which is obviously not true. This person actually did have their children removed from them and has spoken about it due to their alcoholism. They also said after the children were removed that they attempted this terrible deed that was earlier being recommended, and since then, you know, they have gone into rehab and sorted it out and been sorted out for 6 years, 7 years, something like that. The whole thing was really brave, I thought, and while it's been tempting to out them a couple of times, I'm not going to, and I definitely would not condone anyone else doing it. Don't do that. But you have to wonder what kind of self-loathing is going on here and how people live with this level of hypocrisy. I find it quite astonishing. Maybe these other people are not aware of this information. Maybe the person hasn't spoken about it to them, but it wasn't difficult to find this. And you've just got to wonder what psychology is underpinning this. Is this a deep self-loathing? Is it just a desperation in defending the conviction of Letby that has gone so far into tribalism? They will condone almost any levels of abuse. I mean, some of the men have been accused of being child enthusiasts in a way that is, you know, I mean, some of this has gone so beyond the pale. And to be creating an account to mock a young woman with a disability who is entirely unrelated, but also has likely the same disability as one of the babies that they claim, well, one of the 8-9-year-olds now, that they claim to be standing up for. None of them ever stand up to this. And I just find it psychologically fascinating and really quite disturbing. So that was the first part, and it doesn't relate to his video on Shuli where he believes he's caught him out whatsoever. It's an ad hominem, I guess, this video. But I think it's deserved. Why is he involved with these people, and when did he change his avatar? It was before the 17th of February, then I put my hands up and I'll apologise. But it looks like a new addition to me. And, you know, it's a bit odd, isn't it? So, you know, this is the guilt, the Letby Sadists. That's what they are. I've become so frustrated, I think, with the pushback on demonising Lucy Letby that they are just coiled springs packed full of vitriol waiting to explode at anyone at any given time, and they will use anything, no matter how hypocritical or low, you know, no matter how contradictory to their stated aims, they will use anything to attack. A little bit like rodents trapped in a corner, perhaps. But yeah, anyway, so that's what I'm interested in. I will follow up with Jon's hilarious and pompous mistakes on another video, which, again, I will do soon. I don't know if you can hear, I am outside doing this video, standing on a beautiful, wow, late winter, early spring meadow with my doggies, and it's gorgeous, so get out and enjoy the sun if you can. And thank you very much. I will follow up, as I say, with the very amusing and, I would suggest, deliberate misconceptions and misrepresentation of Shuli's presentation. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Why is he wearing those glasses? Over not to the ghetto where he did grow up. I mean, that would work, wouldn't it? And of course, the masterful use of the digits too. As well, doesn't it? So that's really clever. Quite slick. The hoodie and that, yeah. Quite ghetto, quite street like the big dog, yo. Biggest son from Lower Staff. Westward, what? Westward, what? Believe it or not. Believe it or not, that is probably not the reason. I will also be talking about Vicky's son from Lower Staff. Jon has become quite a heartthrob to ladies of above a certain age. He has carved a niche into the hearts of the nan types, shown the expert panel their own asses. You reflect back at them through the ghetto in court at the time, even though it's perplexing. Quite ghetto, quite street, quite slick, like the hoodie and that. But he is loved, admired and adored. He is the man women want and no man.
The way you talk, my brother, it's like I live this, man. Right. This is me, man.
The big dog, yo.
Westward, what?
You will hear the big dog, yo.